Hi guys, Jay Smith here, welcome to the AskGolfNut channel and welcome to Mizuno JPX 925 Hot Metal High Launch. I've already done the Hot Metal, the standard Hot Metal, and also the Hot Metal Pro, 4 reviews that can be seen on my channel. If you want to have a look at that one, by all means, channel listing down below. But the Hot Metal High Launch, the reason why this exists is for mainly the slow swing speed golfer, the golfer that struggles with swing speed, so getting the golf ball launching, getting some peak height, getting some carry, some control the other end. And so everything on this Hot Metal is made with the same technology as you have in the Hot Metal series. You've still got the sound bar on the back, you've still got the sound ribs, you've still got the 4335 chromoly, what it's made from. You still have the multi-material, you've got the tungsten in there in the 4 to 7 to try again in getting the golf ball launching as best as possible. You've got all the help of the Hot Metal, but in a chassis with a little bit more loft. This is 31 degrees for a 7-iron rather than 28 for the Hot Metal and Hot Metal Pro. And you've got that lower center of gravity that you are going to get from a bigger frame. So if you wanted to go by the looks of this thing, if you go top line first of all, it is the thickest of all of the 3. If you go sole thickness, it's definitely the thickest and biggest of all 3. Blade lengths again are fairly big compared to that obviously of the Pro and the Hot Metal. But when you go down by the golf ball, this one has the biggest amount of offset. You can see every single thing on this is designed to try and get the golf ball launching as best as possible. So I have got the 579 and gap wedge here. We have got tungsten in the 4 to 7. That goes away in the 8 downwards. So I'm gonna be doing a gap test to make sure we have got consistency between irons. If not, there's no point in having gaps all around and inconsistent gaps, because we all need to know how far golf clubs go. I'll also be doing full forgiveness testing all around the face, high toe, heel, low, to see how well it works on off-center hits. And then also my 3 different swing speed testing, 70, 80 and 90 miles an hour, to see how these work when you start taking some speed away. So let's go see how this one feels, because this one, being the biggest one, may feel the loudest of all 3. Good hit to start with. Absolutely good hit to start with. I'll take that all day long with the toe shots I've been hitting today. Club path 1.2, across face is 0.6 closed, not bad whatsoever. 6 mil low, 1 mil hill, that for me is a win today. 39 yards in the air and over 50 degrees descent angle, not bad whatsoever, a 174. There you go, 50 degrees descent. So that 174 is say 3-4 yards short of what my 6-iron does, because again, lofting's all different. However, I can absolutely categorically state there is no chance I can get my 6-iron at 50 degrees descent angle. And that's what you're gonna get from one of these. Some serious amounts of up there and then down there and control. Feeling wise, it's possibly the loudest, but again, it's so marginal. I could just be imagining it. So there we go. Give it another hit and see how well it gets on. And again, I can't complain with that whatsoever. We are getting over the tree and we are stopping quickly. Club path is 0, 0.1, face is 0.5 closed. Here's the toes, they're starting, 6 mil toe, 7 mil low. I've been hitting lots of toes today. But we had 40 yards in the air, 51 degrees descent angle, 169 against slightly worse strike. But again, we are talking about a serious amount of descent angle. That is absolutely stopping the other end. And that's what this is gonna, the center of gravity on these golf clubs are just so much lower than I have on mine. And again, you just get that golf ball going. Also, the interesting thing is not just slow swing speed players can use these. Actually, high swing speed players could use them as well. That was a 92 mile an hour swing. I'm sure Quad is gonna flick over now to tell me exactly what it was. Anytime now, 92.1. You're gonna get so much help when you're not on it. If you would go to a Hot Metal at 28 degrees for a 7-iron and hit the same shot and they start going 180, and then on a really good shot, it may go 190 yards carry. 190 yards carry is way too far. And so going to something like this with a little bit more weaker lofts, trying to get the golf ball up in the air, you can get all the help you need from a high swing speed player with the help of the forgiveness from one of these. It is just a win-win, not only for slow swing speed players. That's why on days like today, I could absolutely game one of these. That's not great. Still got over the tree. Wow, and it's about 5 feet away from the pin. Path is 0, 0.5, face is not bad, slightly closed, but that's it. 3 mil toe, 11 lovelies low. Yes, 11 mil low. 37 yards in the air and 50 degrees ascent angle. So this is the thing, I mean, that is not good. That is nearly ½ an inch low on the face. And that is still launching, that is still peaking height at 37, which is higher than what the equivalent iron does anyway for me. And descending at 50 degrees. From a clear miss hit, low on the face. I'm not having a very good day, but it doesn't matter. You could play golf like that, have a bad day striking, just a poor day, and play golf, score quite well. Cool, having a day like this with my blades will be interesting, but these definitely help. I mean, they're just wow. I mean, I absolutely melted that one. Club path 1.9 across, face to path 0.3 close, so basically just a little kind of baby pull. 4 mil toe, 1 mil high, so that's really good. For me today, that's very, very good. Peak height 42 yards in the air and 51 degrees ascent angle at a Grand Isle 177. That's effectively maxed out. I cannot do basically any more than that to get this thing going anymore at my swing speed. So that is within reason, maybe 1 or 2 yards short of my 6 iron, and I can absolutely categorically state without a shadow of a doubt there is no chance that I can get my 6 iron going 42 yards in the air and 51 degrees ascent angle. So you can absolutely see why there is a massive market for one of these. Right, let's go hit this a bunch of times all around the face, although I've hit some weird wonderful ones already. Let's go high toe, heel low to see what the drop-offs are, ball speed drop-offs across the face. We'll also do the gap test to see what transition in technology and lofts, to see if there's any issues with continuity of distances between irons. And then there's also, let's go do the 3 swing speed testing, 70, 80 and 90 miles an hour to see how well one of these gets on when you start taking speed away. So how does it get on at 3 different swing speeds? I've swung it at 70, 80 and 90 miles an hour. I've captured a gap test data as well to see the difference between the 5, 7, 9 and gap wedge. Obviously we're near enough captured the whole entire set there, and there is a transition of loft, there is a transition of technology within those heads, so it's interesting to see if they work or not. And then we've also captured some forgiveness data, not just hitting shots off the toe and stuff like that I seem to be doing today. Right, so up on the screen you can see there the information. I'll do the ball data first, the red, the yellow and the blue. The red is 70, the yellow is 80 miles an hour and the blue is 90 miles an hour. So you can see that obviously the ball speed increases, well that's no surprise when you obviously add a swing speed, but carries 132, 154, 169. Let's look at the red one first. So 132 yards of carry for a 70 mile an hour swing speeds, peaking at 23 and descending at 42 degrees. Now that is very, very good considering, obviously, if you look at the brothers and sisters in the hot metal range, so the hot metal and the hot metal pro, at 70 miles an hour, they are not functional. They go into a green below 40 degrees at 38 or so degrees. And of course, that means they're going to, unless you are playing on a swamp, the balls are going to come in, hit to the green, and just disappear out the back. You are not going to have any form of control. Now, you do lose a few yards from the HL over the Hot Metal and Hot Metal Pro, but not a lot. And of course, if you swing less than 70 miles an hour with a 7 iron, there comes to a point very quickly that there is parity between the irons, and then you don't have to go much slower than that before actually the HL starts to really overtake the Hot Metal and Hot Metal Pro. But you can see at 70 miles an hour, this is the only iron out of the range which is functional going into a green. 42 degrees descent angle, that is stopping. If you go to an 80 mile an hour, the yellow, you go 154 yards of carry, peaking up at 32 and 48 degrees descent angle. Absolutely, 47.6 degrees, that is stopping on any green. Let's have the conversation about the 6, no problem. Let's have a conversation about the 5. Also, you could absolutely have the conversation with that one. It works really very, very well. Let's go full on 90 miles an hour. You're looking at the blue, 169 yards of carry, 39 yards in the air and 51 degrees ascent angle. And of course, if you are going to go ultra fast, this is where also the HL works really, really well, because if you go to a Hot Metal and Hot Metal Pro, that ultra fast swing speed is going to have carries well into the 180 plus yards. Now that's going to be 20 yards past where my 7-iron normally carries. Heck, this HL is 5 yards past it, and so you need a sensible amount of loft gaps. If not, what you're going to end up doing is have massive distance gaps between your irons, or you're going to have 7 trillion wedges. It's up to you on that one, but for ultra fast swing speeds, the HL works wonders. And also the actual reason why it was designed in the first place is for ultra slow swing speed players, and actually it works really good for both. So just have that open in your head whilst you're thinking about doing your custom fitting. So let's go have a quick look at the club head data. You can see everything's above board and open. We have 10 mile an hour in between, bar 0.1 of a mile an hour. That's it. Attack angles within a degree, give or take. Club path very close. Face to path is within a degree, and then loft is all within, how much is that? 0.6 of a degree for 3 different data sets. And of course we have the face impact strike information for you to critique as well. Quickly go over to the graphical representation, because generally speaking, you have some people that like tabular data, some people that like graphical representation because they can understand it better. And there you go, you can understand what I've literally just said with pictures. Right, let's go have a look very quickly before we go into the forgiveness size. Let's go have a look at the gap test. What happens when I hit it with the 5, the 7, the 9 and the gap wedge at my normal speed. Let's go see how well it works. This is my normal speed. This is not the 90 miles an hour. This is my full-on warmed up speed of 92. And so we have the HL going 199 yards. That's a shame. 199 yards on average, but a descent angle at 49 rounded, but 48.6, 49 degrees for a 5-iron at 199. That is only a number at 4 yards or so shy of what my 4-iron would do. And I absolutely can categorically state without a shadow of a doubt, there is no chance I'm getting my 4-iron to go 40 yards in the air and 49 degrees descent angle. Now I can get my 4-iron to 45 degrees descent angle if I hit it as high as I possibly can do, but then I don't, because it's a one-dimensional golf club, and then so I swap out into a hybrid. If I didn't want a hybrid, I could absolutely pop that HL 5-iron in the bag, tweak it by 1 degree, that's it, and then that becomes a 4-iron and it becomes mentally functional. The HL just works really well. 174 yards for the HL 7-iron. Again, that's very, very close to that of my 6-iron. Again, only a few yards off. 149 for the 9, and then a gap wedge is 124. So you've got 25 yards, and yeah, there you go. Works quite well. The 925, JPX 925 Swan Song is forgiveness, not distance. They've done that in the 923. They've been working on it obviously since 900, 919, 921, 923, and they've maxed out distance. They're now working purely on forgiveness. So let's go see how well it works out of the middle to find out how well it works from weird and wonderful. We've got one here, 3 mil toe, 0 mil high. Face is fractionally closed. Keep that in mind, obviously, because we have to be open and honest about everything. 27.3 degrees of loft delivered and 1.35. Now, it's not a plumb on strike. 3 mil is 3 mil, and I like to keep everything 0, 0, so that's obviously 0.2 of a degree past face closure what I would normally, but I mean, it's such a small amount, but 1.35 within reason. Next one here, 18 mil heel, 5 mil high. Let's go straight for the horrifics. And we have 27.6 degrees of loft, which is only 0.3 a degree more than the maxed out. We have a path of 1.4 from the inside and a face of 0, 1.31. 23 millimeters gross away from the middle, heel biased, we've dropped 0.04. Yeah, wow, like, wow, well done. Are you ready? 13 mil low, 8 mil toe, not good, like properly not good. That is, I think my hands have stopped fuzzing, but only just, because 13 mil, 8 mil, 21 mil away, a gross from effective middle, that is bad. Face is slightly closed 0.7, but 0.0 on that one. Loft to 29 degrees, so we have got more loft. Remember the plumb on loft is 27.3 and this is 28.9, so it is 1.6 degrees more. We have an efficiency of 1.29 and we've got more loft, so you'd have to be honest and say that's going to be if you marry the loft, so take some loft off, which makes it a little bit more efficient anyway, takes deflection away, and you'd say 1.30. Well, 1.30, we've got 1.35 is max. That is terrible, and we've lost 0.05 from there. My hands have just started hurting, and it just does so well. 16 mil toe, 4 mil low, aka 20 mil away from geometric middle. Path and face are very 0.0 and loft to 27.1, and again that's within 0.2 of a degree of exactly what max is, 1.31. So we have lost 0.04 from 20 millimeters gross away from effective middle. I think you can see, guys, the way the HL is going. No different to that of the Hot Metal and Hot Metal Pro. You can really see that Mizuno have worked ridiculously hard on trying to work out this new idea. Now, obviously casting these golf clubs into two parts and then basically breezing them together, they can make the face and the hosel in one part and then basically mill out the back of the face to perfection, where before in the 923, when they had to make it all in one and they have to try and get access to the back of the face while the face is in a lofted mode and can't quite get to it, they couldn't do what they do now. And so by doing what they've done now, especially having that elliptical shape where they've milled it out from low heel to high toe, I tell you that have made one heck of a difference. As a conclusion to this, guys, okay, let's just go looks first. It's going to be my least favorite of all of the range. Why? Because it's big. Top line's going to be obviously quite thick. The sole thickness is very, 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 yeah, chunky. And blade lengths and offset, you have a certain amount of chunk there, but that's the design of their head. The head is designed there to be as low and further back, CG, center of gravity, to try and get that golf ball launching. And that's what it does just exceptionally well. The feel of it, I can't really tell that much difference between them. And if I had to be really picky, if I put the Hot Metal Pro and the Hot Metal High Launch together, I would say that the Hot Metal High Launch is a bit louder because of its size over the Hot Metal Pro, but it's very, very small. And remind guys, the 923 Hot Metal series was already possibly the softest or quietest game improvement irons on the market. Again, Mizuno want to, nothing feels like a Mizuno kind of it. So they will always do that. And it's not any different in the 925 Hot Metal High Launch. They both feel exactly the same. Hope you liked the video. If you did, go on, thumbs up. YouTube likes, so do I. Down there is a subscribe button. It's free. It is great for the channel if you could subscribe, so thank you. And next to that is a bell icon. That's a notification bell. If you click that one, that will notify you next time I upload another video. So I hope you're well. See you again soon.